There lived a woodcutter in the woods with his second wife, his son and daughter. The name of the son was Hansel and the name of the daughter was Gretel. The brother and the sister were extremely sad as their stepmother was mean and cruel to them. She always planned to get rid of the children. One day, the woodcutter had run out of money to feed the family. This is when his wife insisted that they should leave the children in the forest and never to come back. Both the children had overheard what their stepmother had said. Gretel started crying. Hansel consoled his sister and said, "Please don't worry. Let me see what I can do." The next day, all four of them left the house and the stepmother gave Hansel and Gretel a slice of bread each. While walking, Hansel kept tearing pieces of the bread and threw them on the ground. He felt that in case they got lost, they could follow the trail of bread pieces and return home. The parents took the children to the dense forest and asked them to rest. The stepmother said, "You rest here and we will go collect some wood. We will return after collecting wood to take you back home." The children waited for the entire day, but the parents never came. Finally, Hansel and Gretel decided to find their own way back home. But all the breadcrumbs had been eaten by the birds. Now there was no way for them to return home. They kept walking until they stood before a house in the woods made of cakes and chocolates. Both the children were so hungry that they ran to the house and started eating the cakes and chocolates like hungry little wolves. When the children were busy eating, suddenly they heard a voice behind them that said, "So, you little ones are very hungry, I see." When the children turned, they saw an old woman standing behind them. She said, "Why don't you come with me inside my house? And there you will have plenty of food to eat." Both Hansel and Gretel ran inside the house, and the old woman slammed the door shut behind them. The children were looked at her in astonishment. She was not a simple old woman. She was a witch. The witch cackled loudly and said to herself, "This boy is my food. I will start feeding him from today, and after 3 days I will cut him to pieces and eat him up." Then she pointed at Gretel and said, "You will be my servant, and you will work for me the entire day and do as I say." Both the children were extremely afraid and they did not utter a word. The witch came every day to see how fat Hansel had grown. One day Gretel had a plan. She filled a large pot with water and put it on the fire. When the water started to boil, Gretel called the witch and pushed her inside the pot of boiling water. That was the end of the wicked witch, and the children were free. After this, both the children escaped and somehow they managed to return home. Their father was so happy to see them and that he forced their stepmother leave the house. After this, all three of them lived happily even after. Thank you friends for watching my video. Please subscribe. Thank you again.